Hi, I'm Rachel Hughes. I'm one of thousands of people who now has health symptoms after breathing the dust in the air after 9/11. I wasn't in Lower Manhattan on September 11th. I volunteered on September 12th, 13th, and 14th, signing up to help pass out water and sandwiches to rescue workers. Because we were told the air was safe to breathe, the following week I continued to volunteer and I returned to work. Ever since my volunteering and returning to work for 3 months at that location, I have continued to have serious health issues.
I first met Rachel in an email forwarded to me asking for help. Rachel is one of thousands of volunteers and workers at Ground Zero after September 11th. I was moved by her directness and became convinced as I read her email that her health problems could be a direct result of her exposures near Ground Zero. I called Rachel several minutes later. I wanted her to tell her story on tape and to audiences as part of a tour in Europe. Rachel said yes, but we both needed reassurances that she was well enough to travel. Rachel asked her doctors. They said yes. And then she gave me a list of things she would need.
I'm glad to be on this tour. I'm glad that I was a part of it, and I really hope that I can play a bigger part in making people aware of all the health issues and helping people find the right doctors and get the right tests. In the beginning, I was searching for better medical help and sending emails out to any 9/11 groups that I could find that might have information. I went on it to talk about the health issues and tell my story, be a testament to someone who actually now knows that their symptoms started that day and have continued. I'm here in Europe speaking to you because I searched for September 11th health-related information online, and I sent out emails asking for help to some of these groups. And someone from this organization emailed me back and contacted me about what they were doing. A group of people who are also looking to find answers to what happened on September 11th. The months after September 11th, my health continued to be an issue. I called New York City's September 11th registry, which from my understanding was set up to help people and hear from people who were having symptoms such as I was. Oh, that's not even what it says. See, if I don't read it, I can't remember what I'm talking about. And then I'll lose my place.
Right.
Okay. Will my memory test show that I can remember 3 numbers or 3 words at a time?
Really?
Yeah, that's how, I mean, I've been tested for all this stuff. My original doctor that I first saw explained that all my symptoms were from stress. So for the first 2 years, I was given antidepressants, anti-anxiety, pain, and sleeping medication. It took me several years to put it all together and realize the medications were making things worse, and I needed to get serious medical attention. Within a week of being exposed to the dust, I also began breaking out with sores over my scalp, my face, my neck, and arms and back. They've never gone away. I mean, after 9/11, they were all over my head. My face was, I have scars on my face from where they were. I have constant chest pain, pressure, a night cough that is only alleviated by sitting upright. Sleeping in general is almost impossible. I have fainting spells from developing low blood pressure, flu-like symptoms every other week. I run a low-grade fever for months at a time. I have unexplainable body pain and extreme fatigue. I've had pneumonia 3 times, and that's all just for starters. Anyone who's met me over the last 3 years has not met the real me, because I'm totally different now that my health has become a big issue. I can't do any of the things I used to do. Now I'm gonna cry. Because it's so frustrating. This kind of says it all. Before, after, before, after. For me, the saddest part is knowing that I'm only one person out of thousands of people. One person who has just begun to start piecing together the varying symptoms and figuring out what they really are. I'm just one person out of thousands trying to find medical help. I've had 2 or 3 pulmonary tests that show I have about 30% capacity of my lungs for breathing, which explains the shortness of breath. If I walk up a flight of stairs, I'm exhausted from it and I can't breathe, and it causes pain in my chest area. After finding a doctor to do complete blood and other testing and getting second and third opinion, I have found to have high levels of mercury, lead, and other chemicals in my body. These have all been linked to the cause of my thyroid, adrenal, kidney, and liver not functioning properly. Thank God I've been just healthy enough to come on this tour. I started it out with a fever. I've been nauseous most of the tour and running the fever on and off, but now I really know that there's a bigger message here and that more people are out there that are sick and need to find help like I need to find help.
After the European tour, Rachel suffered an Addisons crisis, a shutdown of her adrenals. I went to New York in September 2005 to visit Rachel again.
So I did, after this last Addisons crisis, this last month when I was really sick and told by this new doctor, Teitelbaum, that, I'm gonna have to it's gonna take a long time to get well. The shock of that, is very depressing. I have, from the day I was born until 9/11/2001, I have a medical file that's this big. That's all my medical stuff. It's nothing. Now I have 4 or 5 crates just filled with tests and blood work, and suitcases filled with all the different medications they've tried on me. I spend most of my days in bed with my computer trying to do what I can online. I keep in touch with people and email, but I used to be very outgoing. I can't even explain it to people because my friends and family don't understand how huge this is.
Rachel and I went down to where she had worked, several blocks from Ground Zero. This was the first time Rachel had been back there since she was laid off in December 2001.
I was a director for a multimedia company. They were laying a lot of people off, and by December, I got laid off from my job in December 2001. It just, it feels sad, especially because I feel really sick today.
Most of Rachel's life seems to be taken up in going to doctor appointments or keeping up with her medical protocols. One of Rachel's doctors told her she needed to stop working and to do less.
Is this doing too much? I don't know. I mean, to bend over, my legs just hurt so much, and then I'm dizzy when I stand up, and my head is aching now. And I'm nauseous anyways. But I don't know what does he mean? Like just when I was plugging that thing in, I mean, between you and me, like just doing that, it's like I could go lay down after lifting something and plugging it in. There's doctors that say that this doesn't have a cure. I mean, that's why I went to Dr. Teitelbaum, because he's a doctor who says that people get well who have the symptoms I have. He told me to stop working, but it's unrealistic. How can you get just not work, you know? I don't have a husband, you know? I don't have someone who can just take over for me right now. I think that for me, telling my story became important after going to Mount Sinai and seeing how many other people there are. Project Liberty, the registry, the city, if they're going to put up signs in our subway with phone numbers, the Red Cross, I'm not saying that their agencies filled with bad people. I'm saying that they didn't help me. And for the 4 years that I've been calling those places, I've gotten the runaround. I've gotten phone numbers that go nowhere, phone numbers that they give me, refer me to, that I call, and I get answering machines and I leave messages and they don't call me back. It's just like a circular game. Like the Red Cross asked me how much my rent was, and I said, well, how much does my rent have to be to qualify, and what difference does it make? I mean, you know, even if it was a little amount, it would help. And they said I'd have to have rent that was $300 a month or less, and then they would then they'd pay the rent. There's no one in Manhattan who has rent less than $300 a month. When I am up here on the roof and close to the sky, and I just feel like I can breathe a little better, and feels like I'm closer to God. Whatever you're not experiencing that isn't damaging your life, you're not gonna jump right up and get all involved till something happens to you. I want to live in a world that is free of prejudice and hate. I want to live in a world that is fun and affordable and clean. I want to live in a world that's fair to everyone. I want to live in a world that's connected. I want to live in a world where everyone has a home. I can't think of any other better world. If it had all that, I think people who, do any type of art, we create from our experiences and our interpretation of things. And I think that I'm just now coming up with these sketches and drawings of beautiful things, more natural things, but I'm using labels and prescriptions and leftover medications that I've tried, and this is the last 4 years of my life, somehow putting it in some perspective for me.